the treasurer said she enjoyed it. She didn't read anything that anybody gave her. Talk about her family.
Hello, can we take our seats, please?
I did.
Hey, how you doing? Seat in front? All right, we set to begin. NCM, just give me the word. Ready? Welcome, everyone, to the dedication of the new Coakley Middle School here in Norwood. Thank you all for coming. I'm Alan Slater, the chairman of the Middle School Building Committee, and you know, who would have thought in 2016, when we began the study that was performed by AI3, that this is where we're going to be. I mean, when we did the study of the Norwood system, we figured the problems in the system would be related mostly to the older elementary schools, not the newer middle school, but it became very apparent from the study that this was the building furthest in the town from providing a 21st century education. It was very clear when we saw all the data. So with that, we took it to the town. The town meeting and the voters of Norwood supported this project, which we thank them very much for. Also like to mention a few other people in town who were very involved in the approval of the project. A very dedicated citizens group led by Sarah Sullivan, also with Julie Barbarisa, Sarah Quinn, and Amy Subcheck, and they were great, and certainly have to thank them. Thank you. With that, let's sort of get the program rolling. It's my privilege, pleasure to introduce the representative of the 12th Norwood District, Norwood Zone, John Rogers. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you all for being here. You know, I wanted to, talking about the history of this school and all the local efforts that went into place to make this day possible. I want to talk to you about a hot Saturday in June back in 2004. The Senate and the House were at we couldn't agree on one version of the state budget to put on the governor's desk because the Senate wanted transportation reform and the House wanted school building reform. There was an idea that I was kicking around in the House that was embraced by my colleagues in the House to create a school building authority here in Massachusetts that would partner up with cities and towns to build 21st century state-of-the-art schools for our school children moving forward. And as a revenue source, to take 1 penny from the sales tax and put it into a trust so we can partner up with money with cities and towns. There's only one problem with that. The Senate hated my idea, hated it. In their defense, they said, what part of the $3.5 billion worth of Chapter 70 money that we're affording to the cities and towns each year for K through 12 public education financing, what part of that don't they appreciate? We, the Senate, are staying out of the school construction business. We want no part of it. And I must say that our great Senator, Mike Rush, was a member of the House of Representatives at the time who fully supported the creation of this new program. So when I arrived at my counterpart's office at Senate Ways and Means, she said, what's your compromise? And I said, it's this. You hate my idea, I hate yours. Let's do both. And that's what happened. Put it on the governor's desk, and we enacted a bill that created the structure for school building finance here in Massachusetts. The problem was, at that time, there was a committee on 21, and some of you were on that committee at the time here in Norwood, that unanimously supported a new Norwood High School. And although we had this program that now has teamed up with more than 250 school districts across the Commonwealth, investing more than $18 billion in 1,100 new schools across the Commonwealth. At that time, back then, there was no program for the citizens of Norwood to team up with. So we had to enact new legislation. It was Chapter 208 of the Acts of 2004 that created the enabling legislation. And the members of the House wanted me to read Section 1 of the bill because they wanted to know and to enter into the record why they were voting for this new law. And I have Section 1 with me because what was true then is just as true now. It reads, "It is in the best interests of the Commonwealth and its citizens to create a school building authority to achieve the objectives of effective management and planning of the Commonwealth's investments in school building assets, promoting positive educational outcomes, ensuring the health, the safety, the security, and the well-being of students, easing and preventing overcrowding, maintaining good repair, efficient and economical construction, and financial sustainability of the school building assistance program. And in order to effectuate the purposes of this program, there is hereby created a public instrumentality to be known as the Massachusetts School Building Authority." Norwood High School, out of the 1,100 schools, back then, was the very first school in Massachusetts to benefit under the program. And it's only fitting to celebrate today that the most recent school to benefit under this program is the Norwood Middle School, the Coakley Middle School. So that it happens only because all of you. Any legislative intent or legislative goal can only be achieved by good people in the community on the ground who are willing to step up, to be selfless, and to be visionary. And that's because of all of you. And I'm here today simply to thank all of you. And I thank each member of the Board of Selectmen, all of you, through your chair, Chair Amanda Grow, each member of the Norwood FinCom, all of you, through your chair, Maya Bodenhofer, each member of the Norwood School Committee, through your chair, David Hiltz, and of course, each member of the hardworking women and men, all 13 members of the Coakley Middle School Building Committee. But perhaps it's most important that we express gratitude to the Norwood taxpayer for your benevolence, for your generosity, and for your vision. And I'll close with this. That 245 years ago, in this very county, John Adams wrote the purpose of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the preamble to our Constitution. And he wrote that the purpose of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is to furnish those individuals who compose it with the power of enjoying in safety and tranquility their natural rights and the blessings of life. Today, we witness one of the blessings of life that inures to the benefit of the people of Norwood, most especially the school children of Norwood. Now, tomorrow, and for generations to come. And for that blessing, I thank all of you. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you, John. I'd like to take the opportunity now to thank the project team who worked on this beautiful building, starting with our architects, AI3. Second building they designed in Norwood, as you know, they did the high school. Our owner's project manager, Vertex. Fourth project that they've been the town's representative on. And lastly, our contractor, W.T. Rich. It's been a privilege to work with all of you on this project, and I guess your efforts certainly have borne out in this beautiful building, so thank you. Now I'd like to introduce somebody from an agency who's been with us every step of the way. And in fact, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their help. So if I could, I'd like to introduce from the Massachusetts State Building Authority, Jim McDonald, their Chief Executive Officer.
Good morning. First of all, thanks for having the tent. We were up in Winchester this morning, and it was probably about 95 degrees standing in the sun for their ceremony. So I appreciate Norwood making sure that you had a tent for everybody that's attending today. So on behalf of State Treasurer Goldberg, who's the chair of MSBA, Executive Director Mary Pichetti, and the entire MSBA team, very happy to be here today and congratulate the town of Norwood on the ribbon cutting of the new Dr. Philip O. Coakley Middle School. Now, the MSBA, as the representative mentioned, has been a proud partner with the town of Norwood for a long, long time. You know, I live in the town of Dedham, and you know, I have a son that plays on special needs baseball, Challenger through Norwood. And many times we were out in that field, and I would look at your school and say, "Wow, you know, I wonder, what are they going to do?" And then when they had mentioned that the Coakley was going to be coming into the program, you know, knew exactly what it was. But you know, being here when we had the topping off and seeing it now, what an amazing job! And Al has already mentioned the team that the town has hired in order to see this project through, and they did an amazing job, as they do every place else. You know, the construction of a new approximately 187,000 foot building is no easy task. But you know, it not only allowed you to replace that 53-year-old building, but it also is going to benefit, you know, the students and the kids in the town of Norwood for generations to come. You're giving them a brand new state-of-the-art facility that will allow them to grow and to learn. And as well as the teachers and the support staff that work here, giving them the tools that they need in order to educate, you know, the young generation in the town of Norwood. And the Representative Rogers and Senator Rush have been instrumental in helping us at MSBA. And what the representative did mention was, you know, back in '23, after when we were getting out of COVID, there was many districts that were experiencing unexpected increases in costs. And through the efforts of the representative, the senator, and others, that meant there was an additional $7.1 million to the town of Norwood to give it approximately a $52 million grant from MSBA. So thank Representative Rogers and for the work that you do and continue to do. And of course, the local leadership. You know, it takes vision, it takes support, and it takes not only from the school side and the town side, but the community side in order to achieve what you have achieved here today. So congratulations to the town of Norwood. And you know, one item I remembered when I was here for the topping off with the representative and the senator was somebody who has been on this site almost daily, and I have known him for a long, long time. Is Brian Richardson? Brian, you still here? So I know there's Brian sitting in the back, and Brian wave. So just acknowledge Brian and the work that he did to be here and to watch and to monitor. And you know, before I close, I'm going to ask my good friend and former colleague Jack McCarthy to come up. He used to tell a story about a reporter, and I've used it many times, but I think it's fitting in order to close today from my side, the MSBA, to have Jack share his story that you probably all heard before, but it's so fitting. So just want to say thank you to Jack McCarthy for all the work that he has done, not only on behalf of the town of Norwood, but working with Jack as a colleague in MSBA. We traveled, went to many districts and many places, and Jack has done an amazing job. And it's hard to believe that it's been 2 years since you left. So I'm going to give you the microphone so you can finish the story and thank you. And he did not know I was going to call him.
Obviously, I would have put pants on. I have no idea what you're talking about, by the way. No, I'm okay. So I had this habit of closing every speech with this quote. So, and I always said it kind of gets you, kind of lets you know how we at the MSBA felt about what we were doing here. And it's a quote from Dan Valentine, who was a reporter for the Salt Lake City Tribune. And he once described a school as a building of 4 walls with tomorrow inside. And that's how we felt about all the buildings that we did, that we were always proud to be part of someone's tomorrow, and I'm especially proud to be part of Norwood's tomorrow. So thank you.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Jack. As I recall, I think one of Jack's last official duties as the executive director of the MSBA was to be here at our groundbreaking. So it's only fitting that Jack is here at the ribbon cutting. Again, thank you, Jack, for all you've done. Next up, we have the chair of the Norwood Selectmen, Amanda Groh.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here today. On behalf of the Board of Selectmen, myself and also Vice Chair Bill Plasko, also Bob Donnelly, Matt Lane, and Michael Sad. It is our pleasure to celebrate this day here in Norwood. This is such an important moment for the community. And as we've already thanked so many of those who were involved, our crews, our project managers, our committees, just so much work went into this. And I know from the board's perspective, we were so impressed and pleased with the steady, steadfast progress that was being made on this project, and also on the diligence and thorough attention to detail that was being paid by all the participants. And so the results just speak for themselves. I'm so pleased with this new middle school. One of the other things I really wanted to make sure that we took the time to do was to thank the community, because one of the things I really enjoy about young people is that they are always thinking forward. I remember a real interesting anecdote watching a press conference once with a bunch of scientists, and many of the adults in the room were asking questions about a scientific discovery, such as, how far away is it? What size is it? These are all questions that are rooted in now. But the young person in the room asked, what does this mean for future research in this area? And so that's the position that young people have, is to always be thinking about what I could do and where am I going to go. And so I think it's really important to celebrate how future-looking it was for the Norwood community to decide to move forward with an initiative like this, to see the need and to understand what would it mean for the future of people in the community to have or to not have this project. And so to see this come to fruition is just such a testament to Norwood's forward thinking, but always thorough and thoughtful process to get to a moment like today. And so it's all the community that makes this possible. So thank you to everyone who's participated and brought us to this fantastic moment.
Thank you, Amanda. I'd like to take an opportunity now to thank a number of individuals and groups in town that have really been instrumental in seeing that this building has been done. Start with our finance department, with all the invoices they were able to process to make sure that everybody gets paid properly. I'd also like to thank our inspection services department and our fire department, make sure that the building was built correctly and safely. But in particular, I'd like to mention a couple of groups. I'd like to start with school superintendent Timothy Luff and school principal Margot Frezek. They were instrumental in ensuring that this building had everything that was necessary so the teachers would be able to do their jobs. And I think that's great. Also like to mention our facilities department led by Paul Riccardi and Chris Folan. They just did yeoman's work on this whole project from day one, and we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for their efforts. And finally, I'd like to thank all the members of the of the Middle School Building Committee. We put a lot of time in. It's been a long haul, but we brought this project in on time and well under budget. So again, thanks to all of you. Next up is our superintendent, Timothy Luff.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to all of our distinguished guests and our colleagues that are here today. You all know the saying, nothing worthwhile comes easy. I have to tell you, that resonated in me every day during every hour when we were working on this project. Effort, perseverance, and overcoming obstacles were all in play. Our team knows it, everyone that was part of this project knows it, and I'm so proud that we got through all those things. I'm going to have a few double thank yous, I'm sure, here, but I wanted to make sure that I did. First of all, I'd like to thank Vertex, the AI3 team, WT Rich team, and all the members of the organizations and the subcontractors for all the work they did on this beautiful building. I'd like to thank our town partners who worked diligently throughout the building process. That's Alan Slater, our building committee chair, Tony Mizuko, town manager, the Norwood School Committee, the Norwood Select Board, and all the other town committees that just did so much work. I'd like to thank the MSBA for the work that they did. The facilities department, specifically Chris Folan and Paul Riccardi, who were just vital, as Alan had said, in doing all the work for this project. Chief Padden and the Norwood Police Department. The Norwood Fire Department, Chief Bailey, but really and specifically here, a huge shout out and thank you to Deputy Chief John Cody, who did a huge amount of work to ensure the safety of the building. Our building department, specifically Gary Pelletier, who was amazing and vital. Gary and John spent a tremendous amount of time here ensuring the safety of our building for our kids and our staff. I would like to thank my predecessor, Dr. David Thompson, for the work that he did planning this project, and to our state and local representatives, of course, and thank you for being here today, for the work that you did, and to MSBA. Finally, my greatest thanks is to the Norwood community, everyone that put into this project and supported it, for providing our students what will be the opportunity of a lifetime for them. Education is a lifelong endeavor, so it's not often that you see this culminating event outside of graduation, because education goes on and on even after graduation. But next to me today, you see an amazing feat of accomplishment manifested in a new state-of-the-art Coakley Middle School. Dr. Manny Scott from Freedom Writers, I'm not sure if you know the movie Freedom Writers, a great movie. He was a student in that class. He went on and he made a quote, "Someone's destiny is tied to your excellence." Each student entering this school next Tuesday will reap the benefits of the amazing work that went into this building, and their lives will be changed forever. From new community spaces that foster relationships, to the technological aspects that create opportunities to engage learners, and to the safety measures that will promote student well-being. Student opportunities have expanded, and their destinies will be altered for that, and from every piece of work that was done here today. Again, I thank you to all that are in attendance today, and thank you for all the support to make the Coakley Middle School dream become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. I was in my mind trying to figure out, how do I end this, and what's the best way of doing it. And I guess it's a little story about I was here a couple of weeks ago in the building doing what I do most of the time, which is to sign documents and invoices and whatever. And a group of teachers, were coming back down from setting up their rooms and from familiarizing themselves with the surroundings and whatever, but just the looks on their faces, how excited they are, and just the way that they talked about the new building, as if, wow, we could really teach kids the way we want to teach kids these days. And to me, that's really what it's all about. It's not all about any of us here. It's really about the teachers and the kids who are going to enjoy the benefits of this beautiful new building. With that, thing is the end of our formal program, and why don't we just cut a little bit of ribbon. you. She's good.
Taking a video.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry, everybody. Everybody take your pictures to start, and then on 1, 2, 3.
Hello.